Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWS NBA playoffs. We're into Wednesday, going back to this Cleveland-Boston series. I'm done with this series, man. I don't want to bet this series anymore, and I won my bet in the last one, too. I'm not interested, but at least we got a good one after that. Oklahoma City, Dallas, Game 5. Sorry about that. So we got Boston, Cleveland, Game 5, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Game 5. Let's do it.
Welcome to the SWS. The SWS. SWS. Hey, get the SWS.
All right, so like I said, Game 5 in Boston. Celtics are laying 15.5 points in this one. Total sitting at 205.5. Take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we see a 9-point Boston win. Final score, 113-104 Celtics. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell on the injury report listed as questionable. As we know, he sat out in Game 4, so we don't know if Mitchell's going to return. And Jared Allen's listed as questionable again. I was saying in the last video that I don't think Jared Allen's going to play in this series. They continue to list him as questionable. I don't think he's going to play. Karis LeVert is now on the report. He's listed as questionable. So Cleveland definitely dealing with all kinds of injury issues right now. On the Boston side, it's the same as it has been. Kristaps Porzingis is out. Other than that, the Celtics are at full strength. All right, so let's take a look at Game 5 briefly. I refuse to spend a lot of time on this series. I have no interest in it at all. As we know, Cleveland did steal Game 2 in Boston. Other than that, it's pretty much been all Celtics. Cleveland did cover the number in the last game. They did put up a fight. Let's give them some credit. But as a whole, Boston's been in control of the series the entire time, with the exception of Game 2. And despite the hobbled Cavs putting out a really nice-looking effort in Game 4, I really don't see how we could take him here in Game 5. I mean, their defense in the playoffs so far, significantly better at home in Cleveland. See defensive efficiency at home, 3rd out of the 16 playoff teams, 12th on the road. Defensive effective field goal percentage, 1st at home, 10th out of 16 on the road. So the Cavs defense, which was keeping them in the game in Game 4, hasn't been the same away from Cleveland. Keep in mind, this is the Boston Celtics offense, which has been arguably the best in the playoffs. 1st in offensive efficiency in the playoffs, 2nd in effective field goal percentage. So away from Cleveland, I don't have a ton of faith in the Cavs defense making stops here. So the question becomes, do we think the Cavs offense can keep up with the Celtics? And I mean, Cleveland's been one of the worst offenses in the playoffs so far. Offensive efficiency in the playoffs, 14th out of the 16 playoff teams. Effective field goal percentage, 12th out of the 16. Just not seeing a path to Cleveland keeping this game competitive in Boston. We did just see Darius Garland go off in Game 4 for 30 points, 12 of 27. We know Garland's a bit of a streaky player, and I very seriously doubt we can count on that again. We don't know the status of Donovan Mitchell. Is he going to play? And if he does, how healthy is he going to be? Look, I have no interest in this series. I wouldn't go Cleveland. It would only be Boston. So I guess I'll put up Boston minus 15.5, but I'll probably end up putting a Boston same game parlay with a Peyton Pritchard over 7.5 or 8.5 points again, just like I did in Game 4. Peyton Pritchard, this dude, all this man does is shoot when there's a blowout. So if Boston's up big in the second half, Peyton Pritchard thinks he's Michael Jordan, and I want to be in his over. So I'll probably do like Boston money line, Peyton Pritchard, 10 plus points, something like that. I don't have a ton of interest in this series. I guess I'd lean Cleveland team total under, Boston minus the points, something like that. Whatever. Next game. Now we get to a series I have a lot more interest in. Dallas on the road at Oklahoma City for Game 5. Thunder came through for me in Game 4. It was my biggest bet of the playoffs. It was looking bad there for most of the game, too. They ended up getting it done in the fourth quarter. Thunder are laying 4.5 points at home here in Game 5. Total sitting at 213. Take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 7-point Oklahoma City win. Final score, 111-104 Thunder. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with the Mavs. Nobody. Well, Maxi Kleber has been ruled out. I don't even think I have him in this graphic, though. Luka Doncic, not on the injury report. He's been listed as questionable the last couple games, not even on the report for this one, so that's good news for Dallas. On the Oklahoma City side, nobody on the report for the Thunder. Oklahoma City at full strength. So let's take a look at Game 5 here. And a quick summary of how this series has gone so far. Oklahoma City beat the hell out of them, especially in the second half of Game 1. They won comfortably. But from Game 2, since that moment, Dallas defensively has really stepped up. Mavs have played great defense. Oklahoma City really struggling to shoot the ball. I mean, if you watched Game 4, Basically anyone in an Oklahoma City jersey not named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just should not have been shooting the ball because nobody could hit. I actually have the stats right here. In Game 4, just 38% from the floor as a team, 25.9% from three. How is this a winning effort? How do you win a playoff basketball game on the road with those kinds of numbers? It's truly wild. To be fair, it's not like Dallas shot the lights out either. In that game, Dallas just shot 40.9% from the floor themselves. So I guess that's why, because Dallas couldn't hit either. But it's truly crazy that Oklahoma City was able to win a road playoff game with those shooting numbers. So what are we expecting to see here in Game 5? Well, for starters, this game's back at Oklahoma City, where the Thunder offense has been much better. You can see offensive efficiency. They're just 12th out of 16 playoff teams on the road, 8th at home. So they really haven't been great on the road or at home. Effective field goal percentage, though, 3rd to 13th home and away. So they've been much better shooting the ball at home. And after that performance in Game 4, seeing some shots fall is definitely what the doctor ordered for the Thunder. And you know what? It was kind of the same sort of pattern during the regular season as well. Oklahoma City's offense at home, one of the best in the NBA this year. Offensive efficiency, 3rd at home, 9th on the road. Effective field goal percentage, 3rd at home, 9th on the road. So the fact that this game's back at home in OKC is huge for the Thunder. And just to give you an idea of how badly Oklahoma City needs to start seeing some shots go down, look at their three-point shooting by game in this series. 45.7% Game 1 at home. Since then, 33%, 33%, 25.9%. This is the number one most efficient three-point shooting team in the NBA this season. They haven't shot 34% from three in a game since Game 1. This team really needs to get the outside shots to fall. Speaking of needing to get shots to fall, Luka Doncic, man, in the playoffs, he is averaging 26.7 points per game. He's shooting just 40% from the floor, 26% from three. It was just Game 2, which actually happens to be the last game that was played in Oklahoma City. Luka actually shot 11 of 21, 29 points, 5 of 8 from 3. So the last game in Oklahoma City was the last time we saw, and pretty much the only time we saw Luka Doncic efficiently shooting the ball this entire playoffs. So can we count on Luka Doncic to snap out of this funk and start hitting some shots? I personally don't think we can, but there is a huge regression candidate here for the Mavs. His name's Kyrie Irving. Entering Game 4, Kyrie's been incredibly efficient in these playoffs, averaging over 23 points a night, 50.7% from the floor, 44.3% from three. He had an off night in Game 4. 9 points, 36.4% from the floor, and 0 for 2. Was he 0 for? I think it was 0 for 2 from 3. So this is a guy, Kyrie's at least healthy. Luka Doncic may not be healthy right now. So this is a guy I think we can count on bouncing back in a big way. You combine that with the fact that we're now seeing Dallas consistently win the rebounding battle 3 games in a row. Dallas has out-rebounded Oklahoma City. They're a better rebounding team than Oklahoma City in the regular season, so I expect them to win that battle, even though Oklahoma City did start grabbing some boards in the fourth quarter of Game 4. I expect Dallas to do something to prevent that from happening again. So I like how Dallas is consistently winning the rebounding battle, and Oklahoma City finally got the turnovers that they needed. Turnover battle in Game 4, 14-8. That's what Oklahoma City needs. They finally got that, barely won. So I'm not in a position to lay any sort of 4.5, 5-point line with either team here. I'm going to Dallas in Game 5. I'm going to take the points. I don't even know if I'm going to take the money line. I might just take the 4.5 here. As far as the total, how do we not go under? I don't think I'm going to bet the total, but this is an under game. I like both defenses. Dallas is playing great defense right now. Oklahoma City shots just are not falling. So I would go under, but my favorite bet here is Dallas plus the points. Live shows. We've got 2 of them, actually. So 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, we'll go through the 7-day MLB games. They're 7-day games, so we're going to go live earlier to go through those. And then we'll be back on during the normal time to go through NHL playoffs, WNBA, NBA playoffs, and the night MLB games. So two live shows. If you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets or the top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to KyleKirms.com and sign up for Sauce Network Plus. Comes with everyone's top bets, access to the Discord, access to the spreadsheets, all of that. So head over to KyleKirms.com if you're interested. Let's have ourselves a nice Wednesday here. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, I had a nice Tuesday night. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.